We're born in the moonlight. Ain't no fantasy. Can't breathe in the sunlight.
Hello beautifuls, this is Aromie here and welcome back to Changeling. We are here waiting for the cafeteria to clear up so we can go upstairs to the club room, and we're thinking about our brother Spencer. Maybe I should apologize. I slipped the water bottle back in my bag and straightened as I rejected that idea. It would probably just make things worse or start another fight. I'd make it up to him by finding a way to make the brownie leave him alone. It wasn't something I'd get thanks for, but it would at least keep us from fighting again. I left the cafeteria and started toward the stairs. And I'd probably miss everything at the club too. Everyone at the club too, sorry. I was sure they'd all met up and dispersed already. That was fine though. I could focus better when I was alone. Now if I could just get Vilos to stop insisting that I straighten the club room. Seriously. Hey there, Michiko, right? Who's this? I started as an unfamiliar voice broke into my thoughts. Oh. Can I just talk to this guy? Glancing behind, I instantly recognized the two guys who Danny had talked to earlier. One was grinning at me. I assumed he was the one that had spoken. Sorry, didn't mean to scare you. It's fine, I just didn't realize there was anyone behind me. But yes, it's Michiko. Hey, have you seen Dan? I wasn't sure I wanted to talk to them after everyone had acted so weird at lunch, but at the same time, I couldn't deny I was curious about what exactly was going on. I wasn't sure if I should answer or just try to leave. We're not snooping. No. Be polite, answer the question, leave without answering them, see if you can snoop a little. I think Dan should tell us who these two guys are personally to us, instead of us trying to figure out. Leaving without answering is probably rude, so be polite, answer the question. I just helped them out. If I just helped them out, then leave. As curious as I was, it wasn't really my business. I didn't want to judge people I didn't even know. Even if Ellie and the others didn't like them, I had no particular reason to be leery, or so I told myself. I must have seemed a little apprehensive when the guys gave me what I think was supposed to be a friendly smile. I haven't really seen him this afternoon, I'm sorry. Really, we got the impression you guys were pretty good friends. I got the same impression about you. Really? Well, anyway, I'm Michiko Melody. I never really caught your names before. Right, I'm Sean. This is Derek. You're Sean, this is Derek? Go for Derek. Michiko Melody, you're that girl everyone was talking about last week. I made a face at that. Yeah, unfortunately. Anyway, you really don't know where Dan is? I shrugged. I didn't exactly have a reason to lie about it. We only have one class together in the morning. I haven't seen him since lunch. And you saw him then too. Yeah, that's right. Come to think of it... Oh, who's Sean and who's Derek? Y'all are confusing me. Come to think of it, you seem to spend a lot of time with Dan these days, don't you? I see him with you a lot. Are you Sean? Not really. We'd only walked to class together that one time, though I guess we had gone up to the club together once or twice, too. Are you his girlfriend? Are you Derek? This is confusing. I need y'all to, like, one leave and then one stays, so I can see whose name pops up. No, we're just friends. I haven't even known him long enough to start thinking about dating. That's too soon, dude. They both laughed at my flustered response. Charming. Sorry, I really do have a club to get to. Sean just laughed. The club isn't going to explode if you're a little late. Besides, you mean the Mysteries Club anyway, right? How'd you know that? It wasn't like I'd ever seen either of them there. You were walking downstairs with Danny, right? Figured you were leaving the club together. So, what sort of cryptic are you? Whoa. Excuse me? You're not another vampire like that purple-haired idiot. Maybe a witch, or just a human who's a little sensitive. So they are cryptics. I mean, from the looks of it, they kind of do. You look like a werewolf. Really, because of the sideburns here. You... questionable. I mean, otherwise they wouldn't know about the club, right? More importantly, though. I mean, he could pull off as a werewolf. You guys are werewolves, aren't you? That guy was way too close. You can please get away from me? Hey, we're just trying to be friendly. You're Sean. I don't know. Check your definition. This isn't friendly. This is obnoxious. He laughed. I could feel his breath on my face. And while I was thankful it was just kind of minty instead of gross, what I wasn't thankful for was intrusion into my personal space. I wondered if I should kick him. You didn't answer the question. Honestly, don't know who's who. He moved to my other side, blocking me from escaping that way. Okay, now I see why the others don't like them. I don't have to answer your question. Besides, I don't know for certain anyway. They both looked a little disappointed at that, weirdly so. Well, we figured she wasn't one of us. Okay, you're shot. One of them. I had a sudden hunch. Are the two of you werewolves? The guy in front of me grinned slightly. It doesn't help they say the guy, because I wish they would put the name in, because your girl can't really tell who's who right now. In front of me grinned slightly. He definitely had the teeth for it. That's right. Scared? You're Derek? Gotta do. No? For some reason that elicited a laugh from both of them. Excuse you. This is not cool. I got goosebumps. Sean leaned even closer and I jerked my head back, slamming it into the locker with a loud bang. Oh my god, that was my head. Ow. They both cracked up again. Well, I'm certainly glad you find me amusing. I want to leave now. But I kind of want to talk to you a little longer. I don't think we have anything left to talk about. Michiko Melody, what are you doing? Well, I was overcome with relief when I heard that familiar, snotty voice. Oh, it's Mark. You can't see Mark, but he's here. Mark! Sean and Derek immediately backed off, glaring at the blonde, not Bond. At the blonde who interrupted us. I took the opportunity to flee to his side. Honestly, I really wanted to go for Mark first before the whole spoiler ruin. But I didn't choose the correct route to get to the choice for William. And that's why we couldn't get him. So we ended up with Danny, which I'm quite surprised. Because I wanted to keep Danny last because boy next door. But guess my choices told me no. Normally I wasn't big on clinging to people, but Mark was much bigger than me, and he was a vampire, the perfect meat shield. He gave me a sidelong look that oozed disdain. I resisted the urge to make a childish face at him. Oh, he doesn't like me touching him. Hello, Mark. He glared at the two werewolves. Weren't the two of you just leaving? No, actually, we're just having conversation with Little Red. Little Red? Really? Is that some kind of dumb wolf joke? It doesn't help my hair is red. Was more like an interrogation, but whatever. Everything okay here? Oh, it's Elliot! More vampire cavalry to the rescue! I turned and smiled at Elliot when I heard his voice. I was so glad that they hadn't all left already. Derek and Sean looked even less pleased to see Elliot than they had been to see Mark. I wonder if there was some weird werewolf vampire drama going on. Oh my god, is this Twilight? Which, by the way, the many years of that I've lived, I have not read all the Twilight books or watched the movies. I tried reading Twilight books when my friend gave it to me when I was however old, but I read probably like the first 3 pages or so and I got damn confused and I was like, no, you can have your books back. Thank you very much. If so, why do I have to be involved in it? Michiko? Everything is fine. We were just heading up to the 4th floor and these two were just leaving. Yep, I was definitely heading up to the club. Right now. I scuttled out from behind Mark, eager to leave that drama behind. I'll walk with you. He took my arm and steered me past the werewolves. I swear I heard one of them snarl. See you later, Little Red. Yeah, whichever one that said that. I definitely wasn't fond of that little nickname. But I breathed a sigh of relief when the two of them retreated back down the hall together, and Mark started following along behind us. Okay? I hadn't really realized there was inter-club drama between species. Elliot, what? He shook his head quite quickly as we started up the stairs, and I remember that werewolves had really good hearing. Whatever the deal was, he must not want them to hear the explanation. Maybe he just didn't want to start a fight after we narrowly managed to avoid one. It was a relief to reach the club, even more so when I saw everyone was still around. Allie and Danny were on the sofa chatting. Brandon was lounging in one of the office chairs, other chairs, picking her nails. Hey, there you are. I was just about to come looking for you. She trailed off when she saw our faces. What happened? Everything okay? She was being harassed by those 2 strays that follow you around. If you're not going to keep a closer watch on them, then at the very least, don't drag other people into the mess. Mark, calm down. Calm down, Prince Charming. Danny didn't drag me anywhere. He had literally nothing to do. Danny didn't wait to hear more. He stood and started out of the room, expression dark. Ellie caught his arm before he got to the hallway. Danny, don't. Just let it go for today, and then nothing happened. Can someone please tell me what's going on? Strays? They're not strays, they're werewolves. Like me, they aren't part of an actual clan. Well, I knew they were werewolves. Clan? They're just territorial, as dogs usually are. Danny shot her an exasperated scowl. I can't say I blamed him. That hadn't seemed particularly polite. I've heard that cats are pretty territorial, too. Brenna shot me a look that indicated I should probably shut up. I've never been good at shutting up when I should. She stalked out of the club room, hissing at me as she left. You're an eyesore. An eyesore? That seemed a little harsh for a barely witty retort aimed at her. Then again, her mood swings were pretty legendary. It hadn't been that long since she was saving me from a Spriggan. Now she apparently disliked me. Chico, can I talk to you for a minute? Sure. Outside? Okay. Okay, it's dark in here. Then he pulled me out into the hallway and a short distance from the club room. Allie poked her head out worriedly before retreating back inside. First of all, I want to apologize in advance for anything they said or did. You don't have to apologize for them. Can't tell me exactly what happened. It's not really that big of a deal, to be honest. They just asked me if I'd seen you and wanted me to tell you they were looking for you. They didn't threaten you or anything? Threaten? Do they normally do that to people? He rubbed the back of his neck and looked at the floor. It's not that they've made a habit of it. They've threatened Ellie in the past. Oh yeah, they don't seem to like him. Or Mark. Do werewolves naturally hate vampires? No, we don't. Generally speaking, there's no real tension at all between the two. Well, in any case, they didn't threaten me. They just were being weird. I guess they might have been trying to intimidate me a little bit. Or a little, but it came across more like really obnoxious teasing. They backed me up against the locker and wanted to know if I'd seen you and what sort of cryptic I was. They never threatened me, and honestly, I was more annoyed than scared. I won't make excuses for them. I mean, it wasn't okay for them to do anything to you at all. Just try not to judge them too harshly. It can be hard to be what we are, and a lot of werewolves are naturally protective of each other. I helped those guys out last year, so they're clingy? Well, let's just say Brandon wasn't completely wrong. We can be territorial. Listen, I'm not mad about anything that happened, okay? Mostly just irritated. But seriously, the next time one gets that close to my face, I can't be blamed for kneeing him in the crotch with all I got. I'll try to give them a heads up about that, and I'm going to tell them to stay away from you. They're actually not bad guys. They just don't care much for people outside our... well, anyone who isn't a werewolf. In particular, they aren't fond of humans. Why? Just paranormal prejudice? There aren't a lot of laws that protect cryptics, particularly from humans, and werewolves in particular aren't well liked. Look, it's nothing you have to worry about. I have to worry about it because you're my friend and you're a werewolf. Danny seems surprised by that. Yeah, I said the friend word. I said it to someone else instead of them saying it to me. Funnily enough, Mozzie told me the same thing once. It took my hands and gave them a squeeze. My face heated up under the force of that smile he was giving me. I appreciate the concern, and I'll very firmly tell those two to leave you alone. Thanks. It's not that I have a problem with them talking to me, though. But I'd appreciate it if they stay out of my personal space and maybe talk to me like a normal person instead of being creepy. It was sweet that he was concerned about what seemed to be a pretty minor incident, but the fact that he was concerned at all made me wonder if maybe I should be more worried as well. Danny left after that. I had to admit I was a bit worried, but it seemed like he'd be fine. They didn't have a problem with him after all. Then I had to give a rundown on the situation to Allie, who'd already gotten the slightly dramatized version of events from Elliot and Mark. I had to reassure her I wasn't in a hostage situation or something. The one good thing was that when everyone else had finally cleared out, which took Vilos reminding us that some of them had work, I had enough time to read everything I could find on brownies. I went home that day with a plan of action and got there in just enough time to sneak a bowl of milk and some honey and cookies down to the basement. I really hoped it found in the tree and appreciated it. And I really hope I didn't attract some kind of gross rat or something. That would definitely not make Mom happy. The incident from the afternoon was still weighing on me when I fell into bed that evening. Okay. It hadn't seemed like a big deal, but given everyone else's reaction, I couldn't help but worry that I was going to have to deal with two angry werewolves trying to bully me for the rest of the school year. Chapter 3. Fairy Glamour? Ooh, someone gonna turn into something? But this is where we're gonna stop for today's episode. Okay, so we learned that the two guys are werewolves, which I kind of had that feeling already, and one is named Sean and the other is Derek. I don't know who's who. I would personally hope that they're gonna like show me one of the guys at a time so I know who is who, because at one point it looked like the guy that I'm very in love with, the dark mysterious guy, was Derek, but then at one point when his mouth opened during Sean's dialogue, I'm just confused. Anyway, thank you guys for watching today's episode. Stay beautiful, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Has to wonder next Try